Extreme Budget Meal, Holiday Edition. Hey guys, welcome back to my channel, or welcome if you are new. Today I am sharing an extreme budget meal with you guys, but I thought that I would share some inspiration on maybe a meal that you can serve your family for the holidays if you are really finding yourself on a super tight budget through the next couple months, but really want to have that traditional Thanksgiving or Christmas meal. So I have put together a meal for you guys that is super cheap. I also am planning a dessert as well, so I cannot wait to share it with you guys. I was super excited. I have been thinking about this for a while now. Like, I know my budget meal videos are really inspirational and really help, so I was like, you know what, I'm going to do a holiday edition, and we are going to serve a super cheap turkey and dressing with 2 sides, some bread or croissants, and then we're gonna have dessert as well. I really hope that this gives you some inspiration to still provide a nice Thanksgiving or Christmas dinner for your family on a budget. Here is what I picked up for our cheap holiday spread. I've got 1 box of the turkey stuffing mix. Also picked up 2 packages of the turkey gravy. I've got 2 cans of carrots and a pack of the instant potatoes. Of course, you can change out whatever side dishes you want. And then for our turkey, I picked up some turkey from the deli. I know that sounds crazy. Just hang in there with me and roll with it. I promise it's really good. And then I picked up a can of crescents. That was one of the cheapest options versus buying it like on the shelf or even buying it in the freezer section. Of course, if you already have stuff on hand to make homemade rolls, definitely do that. That's going to save you a few bucks. And then for dessert, I picked up a box of angel food cake. I picked up the angel food cake because I thought for this, I wouldn't have to worry about, like sharing this budget meal, I wouldn't have to worry about having to count in the eggs and the oil and all that. Having an angel food cake only requires water. And then I also picked up a can of strawberry filling. Here is some pantry staples that I'm also going to be using. I'm going to be using some cooking spray, a couple tablespoons of butter, some brown sugar, and of course salt and pepper. I always talk about having a well-stocked season cabinet. It's going to give your food some really good flavor, and it's definitely inexpensive. We're going to go ahead and mix up the cake and get it put in the oven. I do have my oven preheated at 350. Now, I found this recipe on Pinterest. It is a 2-ingredient strawberry angel food cake. So, you don't even need the water, which it calls for on the package. But I'm going to be honest, we weren't huge fans of it. The texture for me was not there. Angel food cake is nice, light, and fluffy, and adding this strawberry, mixing this together, it made it really dense. And so next time when I make this, I will just bake the cake according to package directions separate and then serve it with the strawberry filling on top. So you can still buy these 2 ingredients, but just make them different. If the cake looks good to you when you see it towards the end, when you see the inside of it, then definitely try it. But it was a lot denser than I intended it to be or expected it to be, and we won't be making it this way again. Now it is time to get cooking on the food, so I'm going to go ahead and add my carrots in. I did drain those, and then I'm going to add in some of that brown sugar. And then now I'm just going to go ahead and mix the stuffing mix according to package directions. Now I'm just mixing my gravy mixes up according to package directions. Not only is this a good budget holiday meal, it is also super quick to put together. Now that we have all that stuff prepped up, we're going to go ahead and use our turkey. So I picked this up from the deli. It ended up being 7 slices in there. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn it long ways. And then we are going to put some of that stuffing mix in the center and roll it up like a burrito. And then we will put it into our greased pan. Now, you'll see me start out with one pan and then I'll realize that it's not going to be big enough, so I'll switch to another one. Now, if you're looking for the healthiest holiday meal on the Super Cheap, this video isn't going to be for you. This is just helping out the ones that truly want to have a, decent Thanksgiving holiday meal, but you are on a super tight budget. That means a lot of convenience foods and not a lot of fresh foods. And sometimes that's how it is. A lot, there's times where people are on a super tight budget and that's all they can afford, and that is totally fine. But think about putting this meal together and still being able to sit down with your family at the table and enjoy it and have a, decent semi-homemade holiday meal with your family. That is what it's about. I say that in a lot of my videos. It doesn't have to be fancy, just as long as your family is fed. And that is truly, that's real and true. It doesn't have to be homemade and fancy all the time. You know what I'm saying? And if you're new here, I make a lot of semi-homemade recipes. We use a lot of store things. That's just how we eat. And there's a lot of people that do that as well. And I don't feel bad for what I feed my family. And you shouldn't either. And now that we got our rolls, we're going to go ahead and add on our gravy. So I did about 1 packet worth. Because I had shared 2 at the beginning and I mixed both of them together. So that's about 1 packet that I pour over top of the rolls. And I'm going to add some salt and pepper. And I'm going to put these in a 350-degree oven for 20 minutes. And then while that's in there, Winston's going to put together our crescents. And then it is time to mix up the mashed potatoes because instant potatoes also take 2 seconds. So I'm just using water for the sake of the video, but of course if you keep milk on hand or any kind of dairy, you can add that in to give it a little bit more creaminess. And don't forget to season them with some salt, pepper, and some garlic powder. That's going to help give it some good flavor for it being instant potatoes. And then you can also, if you have any chicken bouillon, add that in, or even do chicken broth instead of water. That will give you good flavor as well. I served it up all fancy, just like you would a traditional holiday meal. Everything's in its own bowl and platter, and here's the spread, you guys. This was so good. You would have no idea that this cost me $17.97. That is it. And this would easily feed 4 to 6 people. One of the reasons why I did the turkey rolls is because, one, it's going to help you with the overall cost of your holiday meal and still get that protein in, but I didn't make the protein the main portion. I divided it up, did a little bit, and then did extra sides because that's more cost effective than buying a whole turkey and making your protein be the base. But that is it, you guys. I really, really hope you enjoyed today's video. I hope it gave you some inspiration to still be able to provide a super cheap meal for your family throughout the holidays. I really hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will see you in the next one. Bye, guys.